take your hand, the long way forward, that's how I stand. Day by day, I make my vow to the life ahead of me now. Oh, the long way forward, clear and bright, the long way forward every night. No more rushing through the door, I'm in love with something more. I wanted instant answers, a glittering reward, but every quick embrace dissolved, so I chose the long way forward. Quick love in a borrowed light, quick success for a single night, quick healing with a practiced grin, but the ache still danced beneath my skin. I was collecting little escapes, cheap halos, paper shapes. Then a mirror said quite plain, you don't have to run again. So I slow the wheels, let the silence speak, honest words on ordinary days, turning weak to sleep. The long way forward, I take your hand, the long way forward, that's how I stand. Day by day, I make my vow to the life ahead of me now. Oh, the long way forward, clear and bright, the long way forward every night. No more rushing through the door, I'm in love with something more. Now steady work and coffee cups, calling back instead of giving up, saying sorry without dressing it, sitting still and trusting little bits, making room for the slower bloom, letting patience fill the room. What I build begins to stay, brick by brick in its own way. A better morning, a deeper breath, a bill paid early, a quieter head, a truer answer, a kinder tone, a night of sleeping at peace alone, like postcards from a life in view. Each small win says I'm coming through. The long way forward, I take your hand, the long way forward, that's how I stand. Day by day, I make my vow to the life ahead of me now. Oh, the long way forward, clear and bright, the long way forward every night. No more rushing through the door, I'm in love with something more. I arrived without a race, at my own deliberate pace. The long way forward for the first time. It feels clear.
Hold on, hold on. Promise in the air, all night, all on. Keep going, keep believing, keep dancing through. Promise in the air, it's calling me and you. Keep on. I look around the room, faces lit like private plans. A feeling I can't name, but I know it understands. On a crowded floor, we're turning like a thought. Every pair of eyes, something that they brought. Small secret wishes underneath the light, carried like a spark and dressed up for the night. I watch the strangers moving side by side, fellow travelers with nowhere left to hide. A little hope in every lifted hand, as if tomorrow's already been planned. Come on. And if the dark had its say before, tonight it doesn't close the door. We lean into the sound, we let it through. Me with my doubts, and everybody too. Promise in the air, hold on, hold on. Promise in the air, all night, all on. Keep going, keep believing, keep dancing through. Promise in the air, it's calling me and you. Keep on. Not so long ago I learned the quiet ache, how a heart can bend and never loudly break. I wore that silence like an evening coat, smiled at every line and swallowed every note. But here I am choosing the better view, letting old shadows pass straight through. If love once left me standing in the rain, I won't give pain the final word again. No more. We breathe together when the room says rise. 1,000 little futures in 1,000 eyes. No grand design, no need to explain, just a simple fate, returning again. Promise in the air, hold on, hold on. Promise in the air, all night, all on. Keep going, keep believing, keep dancing through. Promise in the air, it's calling me and you. Promise in the air, one heart, one life. Promise in the air, right here tonight. Keep going, keep believing, the feeling is near. Promise in the air, promise in the air. Keep on. Ooh, ah, oh. then the future can't say no. Ticket to tomorrow, lights in a silver floor. I'm not fixed, but I'm fearless on the road. Oh,
I bought the fare after a small defeat. No explanation, no dramatic scene. Just a folded thought and a leaving time.
tonight. At the window, I avoid my own reflection. A paper cup, a jacket, quiet intention. Someone laughs as if they know the trick. Someone sleeps already over it. A child stares like I could still begin. An older face wears peace like a practiced grin. Every stranger is a version I might choose. A passing clue, a different pair of shoes. I won't ask for permission anymore. No little nod from behind a hidden door. Let the city lights applaud in lines as the dark gives way by design. Ticket to tomorrow, one way and I go. If I keep moving, then the future can't say no. Ticket to tomorrow, lights in a silver flow. I'm not fixed, but I'm fearless on the road. Come on. I lost a minor battle, not my name. A bruise to pride is not alive in chains. The carriage sways and so do all my doubts, but every mile is wearing them back out. I see my face in blackened glass grow clear. Not brave enough to smile, but still I'm here. No grand confession waiting at the end. Just forward motion, learning to pretend, then making it true.
No, I'm not repaired. No, I'm not resolved. But I have left the platform of applause withheld. And that's enough for now. That's more than I had. Keep going, going.
Ticket to tomorrow,
One way and I go.
if I keep moving, then the future can't say no. Ticket to tomorrow, lights in a silver flow. I'm not fixed, but I'm fearless on the road. Ticket to tomorrow, say it soft and let it show. If I keep moving, then the future can't say no.
No explanation, no permission. Just the train, the lights, the promise of arrival.
Ticket to tomorrow,
And I'm underway.
a better version can begin tonight. No drama, no disguise. I don't need a brand new life, just a clearer pair of eyes. If I'm begin tonight.
You looked immaculate, I must admit. A polished answer to a question I once lived in.
Like diplomats at closing time, admiration or envy with a perfect tie. You had the poise, the plan, the practice, little smile. Everything I said I'd be in a little while. I heard myself becoming very charming, very kind, while counting every victory that happened to be mine. A quiet competition, dressed in casual clothes, a compliment with sharpened edges no one shows. Then it hit me in the shimmer and the spin. I've been hiring out my future skin by skin to a fantasy that never clocks me in. The better version can begin tonight. No drama, no disguise. I don't need a brand new life, just a clear pair of eyes. If I'm racing anyone, it's yesterday. Hey, hey. The better version can begin tonight. Softly of your discipline and grace. I saw my old excuses flicker on your face. Not because you wore the crown I couldn't claim, but because I'd made tomorrow take the blame for every grand intention waiting in the wings, for every promise pinned to brighter, later things. So I laughed and let the evening lose its teeth. No revolution, just some mercy underneath.
Minimal drums, a voice, a simple truth. I can start again in the same suit.
No thunder, no grand design. Step by step, the finish line was never somebody else. It was a door I'd left on the shelf. The better version can begin tonight. No drama, no disguise. I don't need a brand new life, just a clearer pair of eyes. If I'm racing anyone, it's yesterday. Hey, hey. The better version can begin tonight.
I meant to choose. I look like someone with less to prove. And if there must be a contest, let it stay that way. I'll compete only with yesterday.
After the first step, the room begins to move. Awkward little miracle, nothing left to prove. After the first step, even if I get it wrong, come on, failure means I'm traveling. That's why I carry on.
I was always so impressive on paper. Perfect intentions in a perfect line. Then one small yes upset the arrangement, and I liked it. For the first time.
I drafted my future in elegant margins. I rehearsed hello till the feeling had gone. A message unsent was my favorite possession. A door never opened, could never a while. After the first step, the room begins to move. Awkward little miracle, nothing left to prove. After the first step, even if I get it wrong, failure means I'm traveling, that's why I carry on. Let timing offend, let grace arrive late in confidence. Pretend because every embarrassment, every near miss is proof that a new life begins exactly like this. No brass band, no grand design, just one foot crossing a private line. You don't become fearless, you simply start. You simply start, and that is the art. Begins to move. Awkward little miracle, nothing left to prove. After the first step, even if I get it wrong, come on, failure means I'm traveling, that's why I carry on. Is all it ever took. After the first step, one step. Holiday in my head. Same shop window, same old shoes. I put on sunlight, I adjust my views. Cheap flowers folded in a paper sleeve. Tonight I dress like I intend to leave. Routine had a grip, but I slipped my hand. Pressed shirt, clean tie, now I understand. If the street won't change, then I'll change the scene. Walk slow like a picture in a magazine. A little aftershave, a second-hand charm, a future on my sleeve and flowers on my arm. People pass by as if nothing has begun, but I can feel tomorrow warming in the sun. I know it's only Monday, dressed in gold, but every little fiction makes me bold. One step, two, what I rehearse I may yet do. That's how a wish becomes a view. Holiday in my head, I'm already there. Holiday in my head, breathing different air. Stay with me now, dreams of practice, darling, for the life ahead. Holiday, 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 holiday. everything just to get through the day. I'm teaching my feet a more determined way. Cheap flowers opening beside the bed, a small seed of courage for the things I've said. The holiday was never just a pose. It's a map in my pocket and a door half closed.
Maybe survival is a glamorous art, a rhythm in the body, a plan in the heart.
Come on, come on.
You start with a costume, a smile, a stride.
Then one fine morning you don't have to hide. Holiday in my head, I'm already there. Holiday in my head, breathing different air. Don't wake up yet, dreams of practice, darling, for the life ahead. Holiday, 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 holiday in my head. I have the day, I have the nerve, I have the life that I deserve. Holiday, from make-believe to something planned. Flowers in one and future in hand. Holiday in my head. The door I never used, oh, oh, still shines in a different blue. Regret can point the way ahead. I read its sign and walk instead. The door I never used, come on, was never there to make me lose. It turns me to the undiscovered view. Door I never used.
I came back for a familiar reason, to count what stayed, to name the feeling. Then in the wall, as plain as truth, a quiet frame.
The door I never used. Passed it by with my eyes half closed, like love postponed, like a line not chosen. Maybe behind it there were brighter rooms, different laughter in a different bloom. A hand to hold I never learned to know, a risk worth taking years ago. But I don't bow my head tonight. I don't kneel before the might of what if shadows on the floor. They only lead me to one more. The door I never used still shines in a different blue. Regret can point the way ahead. I read its sign and walk instead. The door I never used, come on, was never there to make me lose. It turns me to the undiscovered view. The door I never used. Now every to rewrite what time has done, but learn to move toward the next one. The past is real, I let it speak. It marks the brave, it marks the weak. And in that mark I find a clue. There must be more unopened doors in view. Just bass and breath, a hand, a handle, a private test. Not for the boy I failed to be, but for the man becoming me. Now brighter chords arrive on cue, and I step closer to the new. The door I never used still shines in a different blue. Regret can point the way ahead. I read its sign and walk instead. The door I never used, come on, was never there to make me lose. It turns me to the undiscovered view. The door I never used. My hand is on the handle now, not to begin again somehow. Just to practice being brave for every door that waits to open. Direction is made, not found. Direction is made, not found. Line by line when the lights come round. Direction is made, not found. After the long night I draw a day, on the air with a steady face. One small promise, one more name, a map of the morning taking shape. Hard in time, pulsing kick and a narrow sky. Call you back, show up, finish the plan. I write those vows on an unseen strand. Coffee breath and a second chance. I walk it forward, I make it dance. No miracle, no grand command, just open eyes and a working hand. I draw the line again. If I lose nerve, I name the next small thing. The day begins where I begin. Come on. Where I begin. Direction is made, not found. Oh, direction is made, not found. Bright chords blue not found. Then you appear for a moment there, soft in the dawn like a private dare. Not to save me, not to explain, just proof that tenderness can remain. You touch my sleeve, then you're moving on. A kindly flash and the dark is gone. I keep that warmth in the list I've made, a human mark that the night obeys.
day ahead. No trumpet call, just the words I've said. Call back, show up, finish the plan. Step by step, I become who I am. No treasure buried underground. Direction is made, not found. Direction is made, not found. Oh, direction is made, not found. With every step, I can hear the sound. Direction is made, not found. A map of the morning in my mind. One deep breath, and I'm right on time. Direction is made, not found. Satisfied breath, made, not found. Suitcase full of reasons, leave a little room for light. Ambition needs a pocket, not a burden packed too tight. Suitcase full of reasons, I can laugh and still be serious tonight. If I'm going anywhere, I'm traveling light. Ticket on the table, mirror by the door. I folded all my alibis and asked for something more. An old shirt in the corner said, keep your worries near. It smelled a bit like yesterday, it wore a shade of fear. A second pair of shoes declared you must be seen to shine. Polished up like pride itself, too clever to be kind. A passport in the insides, it was quietly alive. It didn't promise miracles, just said you ought to try. I lined them up like witnesses, then smiled at what I'd found. I'd packed my explanations more than anything profound. One for the doubt, one for display, one for the game I was supposed to play. But the case won't close if I insist on carrying every version I have made. Suitcase full of reasons, leave a little room for light. Ambition needs a pocket, not a burden packed too tight. Suitcase full of reasons, come on, I can laugh and still be serious tonight. If I'm going anywhere, I'm traveling light. I kept a note of old remarks in case I needed proof. A careful stack of maybes tucked underneath the roof. A tie I never liked at all stood in for borrowed grace. A fading receipt for minor hurt slipped out without a trace. Then hope with paper edges worn looked up from where it lay and said you needn't lose the past to put some things away. So I kept the name, the nerve, the dream, the number and the key, and left behind the grand excuses dressed up elegantly. Not every memory must ride, not every sorrow earns a seat. I want the future with both hands free, a better rhythm in my feet. Suitcase full of reasons, leave a little room for light. Ambition needs a pocket, not a burden packed too tight. Suitcase
I'm traveling light. To chase a dream, ready to go.
Another room and another key, another name on the list. A coat over the chair, a future hard to resist. Moving fast, moving clean. Always somewhere in between.
Shirts in a weekend sale. Changed my heart when the old one looked too pale. Took the late shift, took the first train out. Made a religion of motion and doubt. I thought the next kiss would finally explain why joy arrives with a thread of pain. But every mirror said the same thing back. You're not escaping, you're just on the track. And all this time I called it leaving, when I was only learning my own name. Alright. Not running from the bruises and the burning, running to the stranger I'll become again. Running to the line where the sky moves on. Oh, chasing the horizon. Never quite there, but I still belong. Come on, chasing the horizon. Every closed door makes the next light shine. Alright, chasing the horizon. It isn't easy, darling, that's the point of it. I'm alive in the going tonight. You were kind when my hands were full of plans. You held my face like you could understand. I left you standing with a careful smile and a promise that broke in a little while. If I could send you one soft truth tonight, it's not your fault I vanished toward the light. I loved you well, just never well enough to make one quiet light feel like enough. So let me go with the wires and wheels, with the glittering doubt and the hope it reveals. There's a self ahead I have not met, and I wanna shake his hand, even if forever is a silhouette. I think I'm starting to understand. Running to the line where the sky moves on. Chasing the horizon. Never quite there, but I still belong. Come on, chasing the horizon. Every closed door makes the next light shine. Alright, chasing the horizon. It isn't easy, darling, that's the point of it. I'm alive in the going tonight.
a habit, and I'm learning to love it. A life in motion, and I rise above it. No final stop, no grand arrival, just the sweet insistence of survival. Chasing. The horizon is a habit, and I call it mine. Careful face, bright room, perfect teeth, borrowed grace. Couples turn like a polished idea, loners lean like they might disappear. I watched both and I read the same sign. Everybody wants their moment to shine. Not to be measured, not to be filed, just to go wild without being tried. I straighten my shoulders, step into the glow. If no one invites you, you still let them know. No velvet word, no secret pass, no little mirror to rank the class. I'll say that's true, but not for the shine they're all running to. I don't want a name in a painted sky. I wanna move free, I want to arrive, to laugh without wanting, to turn without shame, to burn with a feeling and not with a name. The room keeps judging till the rhythm takes hold, and even the timid look suddenly bold. Hey, you see a stranger, I see a chance. You wait for permission, I choose to dance. Baseline, heartbeat, breathe in sync. One step forward and the future clicks. A place on the dance floor, that's all I ask for. A place on the dance floor tonight. A place on the dance floor, no need to beg for. A place on the dance floor in the light. Come on! A place on the dance floor. Stand tall. A place on the dance floor. A place on the dance floor tonight.
long and open, waiting for our steps again. Boulevard of Plans, Boulevard of Plans. We say it like a promise, and we grin. The night keeps widening, we walk right in. Boulevard of Plans.
After midnight, shoes on the shining street. You say, let's be enormous. I say, why not?
We count tomorrow on our fingers like a private code. New suits, new names, a better kind of episode. You talk with such conviction, it's a beautiful disguise. I hear the brave performance and the stars in your eyes. And though I know a little of it's theater, a little smoke, I love the way possibility arrives in every joke. We keep our faces serious, as if the deal is signed. Two friends with grand designs against the smallness of the mind. I said I'm frightened, I'll be miniature polite. You laughed and pulled the future closer to the light. You said, not tonight, not tonight. Come on! Boulevard of Plans, Boulevard of Plans. Long and open, waiting for our steps again. Boulevard of Plans, Boulevard of Plans. We say it like a promise, and we grin. Oh, the night keeps widening, we walk right in. Boulevard of Plans.
We made a pact with the air tonight, and the air answered back.
There's always some bravado in the way young voices ring, but still it sounds like rescue when you've got a dream to sing. We measure out our courage in the length of what we say, then add another future just to push the dark away. No money in our pockets, worth the weight of what we need. Yet every word is glowing like a polished silver screen. You promised me we'll never let our edges disappear. And even my confession starts to sound like hope out here.
If the road is only talk, then let it talk for hours. If we're only making castles, let them rise like towers.
If morning wants to find us, let it find us unafraid, taking the longer way home for the plans we've made. Boulevard of Plans, Boulevard of Plans. Long and open, waiting for our steps again. Boulevard of Plans, Boulevard of Plans. We say it like a promise, and we grin. The night keeps widening, we walk right in. Boulevard of Plans.
So we choose the longer route, just to keep talking.
One more plan, one just right. I breathe too fast, then let the feeling spark. Tonight the fear becomes the mark. They've done this all their lives, measure by measure, alive on arrival. I watch from the wings with my pulse undone, a jacket of nerves I can't outrun. But every glittered stare is a borrowed art. Every brave entrance has a shaking heart. If I'm trembling now, let it mean I'm near. The sound in my chest says the time is here. Then a glance cuts through the blue and chrome, a tiny kindness saying I'm not alone. No grand romance, just a flash, a sign, and suddenly the future fits my stride. We rise together on a runway of hearts. In the dark, we're already stars. Alone for a moment, together when it starts. We rise together on a runway of hearts. Go on, go on. The mirror said doubt in a silver tone. The rhythm said take it and make it your own. So I wore my fear like a tailored thread, turned all that panic to glitter instead. And there by the cables just out of sight, a smile like a match in the wings tonight. Not promised forever, not asking for more, just enough courage to walk to the floor. One by one, we learn the move. One by one, we find the proof. No one flies the instant they dream. Still we shine inside the scene. If you're acting brave, I understand. Take my look, take my hand. Come on! We rise together on a runway of hearts. In the dark, we're already stars. Alone for a moment, together when it starts. We rise together on a runway of hearts. Go on, go on. When the curtain opens, let the whole room see your fear can dance, your dream can breathe. We step out shining, each in our part, but we rise together on a